The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Yesterday, I want to say around this time, somehow we started discussing how it'd be neat for you and I to live in a seniors complex in the same complex someday, Joe.
That's right. It happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes, this time. Our memories are still good.
Yeah,
That's a
hey.
good memory check, Kirby.
We remember.
Off to a good start.
Yeah, we're rolling this morning. And I know we got the bone phone coming up in less than 10 minutes here, but this is the hooligan. And, man, this could catch fire because I wonder if the hooligan's the only... He can't be the only one out there who thought to himself, this would be a pretty cool seniors complex.
Hey, listen to you guys. Yesterday morning would have been Tuesday. You were talking about going to a seniors home, 55 plus. You and Joe are living across from each other. Can I join you guys? That'd be hilarious. I'll be that grumpy old man, always yelling and swearing. Kirby can take me to the doctors.
What?
Oh, do my errands.
Well, you want to be able to see Joe and I still, so you could take hooligan to the doctor.
Well, I might as well get a van and get you both in there, too.
Take us to get our prescriptions,
I think
too.
she actually said she wasn't coming to visit us yesterday, so we might have to find a new friend to help us
Well,
if
if I
hooligan's
gotta make a trip there, I might as well,
Although
wrangle you two up.
I think most seniors, depends on the level of the seniors complex. I think a lot of them, or some of them, have shuttles that will take.
You could work there.
I
Side
can work
hustle.
the shuttle.
Well, I'm saying no offense, Chris, but we don't. We probably don't need you to do that because I'm thinking a lot of these complexes have somebody. Probably a fellow senior who's a little bit of a younger senior and drives us around. Like, we don't have to do anything. We just load into this van,
What
go
a
get our
sweet
prescriptions,
life.
our groceries.
Complain about everything.
Yes.
I did some calendar looks here. I'll tell you right now. Tuesday, I told you, was shuffleboard. There's bingo on Wednesday. The shuttle takes us grocery shopping on Mondays.
What about arts and crafts?
Well, that's Thursday.
I didn't do those as a young man. I'm not doing arts and crafts as a grouchy senior.
So it looks like you're going to have to come and see us for happy hour on Friday, Kirby.
Oh, okay. Well, when are we watching Young and the Restless on the community TV?
Man.
No, there'll be too much of that.
We're going to be like my dad. We're going to sit around and watch, because the sports networks put on repeats of sports games, and then he calls me up as if it's live, right? Like
That'll be
the moment, that'll be what the hell's going on with this World Cup gold final?
I can hardly wait to start winning money off your dad. I'm going to bet him on those games.
Well, you guys are going to get kicked out for running an illegal gambling ring in this retirement home.
Oh, that could happen.
Would you live in Philly and Joe's seniors complex? Let us know.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Call the Bone phone. 780-BONE. Brought to you by Auto Gallery of Winnipeg.
Hey, since you guys are talking about construction companies and that, I don't think this is a construction company issue, but the two bridges on Highway 1 west of the city, one at Eli and one at Oakville, they're all paved, all the lines are down, the guardrails are all up, and the bloody highway is still one lane each direction at both bridges. There's no reason these things should not be open, and they've been sitting here like this for 5 weeks now. So I don't think it's a construction company. I think they finished ahead of schedule. And it's probably the Department of Highways has not done the inspection or something and has not allowed them to be open yet. So I don't know what the hell's going on here, but they should be open.
Maybe someone can help. Well, not maybe. Someone always does help us with things of that nature. When a construction project looks completely finished, but it doesn't open up, is there something that, a rubber stamp that has to be given? Is there something it's waiting for?
That's a rare call, isn't it? We don't usually get ones where everything's done and the cones are still up.
Yeah, no.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Had a call about, bonuses for construction projects that are done early and just trying to find ways to move these projects along quicker. And, of course, we've got lots of response to that.
Hey, man, construction companies and crews already get bonuses for finishing jobs on time or early. It boils down to the time frame we get to do the job. We only get to work so many hours with all the safety bullshit and having to let traffic through. You can only do so much in a day. Again, if we could block off traffic, 24-hour construction time, things would be done way faster.
Okay, before we comment on that, sorry, Curbs, but I'll play another one. And this is the professor on the same topic here.
There are, in fact, massive bonuses and penalties in construction industry for getting jobs finished on time. If you don't finish on time, there's penalties that are thousands and sometimes tens of thousands of dollars per day for not finishing on time. So that's not the incentive you're looking for to get jobs done faster.
Okay, so there. Those 2 calls about the bonuses you were going to say, Curbs?
There's only so much you can get done in a day. That's what the first caller said.
Yeah, I mean, what do you? He also mentioned 24-hour construction, which comes up all the time, but we get lots of blowback on that possibility from people in the industry.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder what it breaks down to on how much time on one of those busy streets they actually have to stop to let traffic through. That was brought up in that call. It'd be interesting to find out on some of those projects.
Yeah.
We wouldn't think about that being in traffic.
Yeah.
You think of it the other way, right? But on their end, interesting.
Well, and then there's waiting for supplies and waiting for trucks and waiting for this and waiting. I'm sure there's a frustrating.
Comments and all that kind of stuff, yeah.
All right, guilty. Drives on the highway, calls the show today about tailgating.
Okay, another little observation while I'm driving. Coming down number 8, heading to Lac de Bonnie, and I just noticed if you're a truck driver with a loaded semi and you're tailgating like a foot behind somebody's bumper, you are certified dipshit. You understand the weight differential and stopping, and you're just a dipshit. You're driving something that can kill people, and you don't give a about somebody. I know the guy in the Hyundai is going 99, but don't tailgate him. Pass him legally, safely, and use your signal, please. Week's almost over.
All right, yeah, well, good point there, guilty. We're at Wednesday already. Okay,
there's a lot of certifications out there, but I've never heard one for a dip.
For a dip, yes. Good word, by the way. Not used enough. And guilty uses it all the time. Hot dog guy would like to clarify something from yesterday.
Hey, I wasn't talking about the speed traps being in construction zones, so I should have clarified. I'm just talking about like random places. I was going westbound Portage out by the food fair, and there was a car sitting there taking photos. Sargent I saw. Pembina, I don't know, like I said, all over. It's just random cars look like parked cars on the side of the road taking pictures. So heads up.
True or false? 9 times out of 10, it's in a 50 zone. That is the premium.
100%.
That's the premium area to catch people because it's a confusing people. You'll motorists will think that it's 60, and so they'll go 70, and you're going 70 in a 50. Then
that's a good heads up because if you drive the usual routes, you usually know where you're going to have those speed traps set up. So it's nice to know that if they're out in different areas. Plus, it's National Hot Dog Day today. It was nice to hear from Hot Dog Guy. Yeah, I just read that on a calendar.
Yeah. That should be a holiday. That should be an international holiday.
Yeah.
Hot Dog Day.
Gonna have to ask if we can get that one off.
Come on.
Yesterday, I walked by one of those photo radar vehicles, and the guy was doing a crossword puzzle.
Well, what else are they going to do all day?
The camera
does the
I'm
work.
not judging him. I'm just saying that's what he was up to. I took a little look. Even though he had the little blinder on in the window, I took a little look-see.
Oh.
Yeah. What are you doing in there?
I don't think you're supposed to go snooping around.
Well, I didn't press
curves.
my face up to the window.
Well, you look close enough to figure out he was doing a crossword
there was
puzzle.
a little area. I was just walking by. I could see while walking by he was working on that crossword puzzle.
The guy probably didn't mind little company. Nobody wants to talk to those people usually, right?
You know the story he's telling today. So this chick was checking me out. I was working.
All of a sudden, she's looking in.
Working so hard.
Ladies,
throwing answers out for the crossword puzzle.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
As usual, ask and you shall receive on the Boston Pizza text line vis-a-vis the bone phone and a question about construction zones and when it seems like the work is finished, but yet the cones, the barricades, the area is not open yet. And we had a caller wondering about that. And we have an attempt at an answer on the text line.
Yeah. Yeah, it says here, so I'm the a-hole that sets up construction zones. Some reasons we leave them up: warranty work, extra work that wasn't in the original contract, using slower drying concrete, shoulder work, Trust me, we get annoyed too. Interesting take.
I noticed that yesterday because I was driving by. They were setting up a new area down Provenche, it looked like. And like some of the workers were trying to set up the barricades and people were whipping past. And it was just like they're annoyed looking at the situation. You know, like they don't want to be there either. They're just there to do their job, get it done, and leave.
Yeah, and that's setting up a job where they were asking here about why aren't they taking
them down.
Taking them down when it appears the construction is done. But good to have the answer. And it's amazing. It doesn't sound like they leave them up just to piss everybody off. There's actually a reason.
It's not like they're all sitting around laughing at us.
That's right. Also got a few responses to living with Philly and Joe at a seniors complex someday.
This might have something. I'm going to have to talk to some people, some investors.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
It's getting some legs. Bob Burt Mafia, Bob Burt and Dougie Muscles say they're in. They would.
We're going to have to really do some checking on people, though, if Bob Burt and Dougie Muscles are just walking into the joint. Like,
well, they want to live. You got to live there.
No, there's got to be a screening process is what I'm telling you about. These guys, I mean, we're going to have some restrictions. And what floor are we putting these guys on?
Yeah, see, because, like, I know this is like a retirement home for you guys, but, like, you know, at my grandma's place, they have different floors for different types of like she's on the dementia ward, you know, that's floor number 2. Floor number 1 is just like the regular seniors.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not talking about that.
We're just doing a 55 plus concept.
Like there's no dementia ward.
With
all
some
due respect.
You keep bringing this up.
Yeah.
This is 2 days in a row.
Well, I'm just preparing for what this looks like.
No, it's just 55 plus, like where my folks live. There's no healthcare workers where my folks live. Yeah.
Recreational programs. And listen, we're going to have great garbage pickup, though, if we get Bob Burt and Dougie Muscles and those guys involved.
That's a good hookup, yeah.
One guy, Big N, says he's in.
Big N from the rural part of Manitoba?
He'd live in our complex.
Nice.
Another guy says, I would live in the same complex as you guys. We can go cruising on Sundays to the Pony in my Camaro.
We're
Sunday cruise night.
Maybe we have to build this around Grant Park then. There's a lot of seniors around there already.
Okay, get some investors.
I'm telling you, there might be something here. And we're not adding any healthcare stuff, Kirby. That's just too much red tape.
Yeah, we're not 90
I'm just looking out for you guys.
Listen, Phil can't even get into this complex yet. It's a 55 plus. We're going to have to sneak him in.
Philly, Joe, Kirby.
Philly, Joe, and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly, Joe, and Kirby podcast.
You know, a few people on the Boston Pizza text line are suggesting maybe not a 55-plus complex. Hang out with the young people. Stay young. Have fun. Why don't we just build a complex and then we can pick who we want living in the complex and make it a fun block? And hear me out for half a second. I was having coffee with my pops and a few of his buddies one Saturday morning. It was the best time I've had.
Thrilling.
You know what? Honest to God, it was a great time.
Yeah.
Had a great time listening to these guys breaking each other's balls in their 80s. You know, it was just kind of fun. But one of them said, hey, look, I want to buy a piece of property and build like a 4-condo block, but I'm only going to do it if I know exactly who's moving into this condo block with me. And I thought it was a brilliant idea, but we might have to do that. We buy our own block, and then we rent out the place to people we want in there with us.
Can I have the penthouse suite?
No.
You're not in.
You get up at 2
Why
in the
can't,
morning.
if it's for everyone, why can't I live there?
Kirby, really, do you think you live the same type of life Joe and I do? We're going to be in our 60s because theoretically it's after we're done.
Yep.
Could we both have families? I have kids. I'm not moving into this anytime
Well,
soon.
what's the rent like?
You're too loud.
Yeah, no.
I'm
And
too
you're too-
loud.
It don't work. It
You
doesn't
are.
work.
You get up at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Right? You start walking around on a treadmill watching TV shows in the middle of the night. You get
much.
ready for work.
Too much drama, no offense.
Too much drama.
High
you-
maintenance.
yeah.
We can't afford a property manager and a maintenance person at that kind of money. You call them every day, these people, about something.
I mean, that's what they're there for.
And about, 24 hours ago, you didn't even want to come and see us.
Now you want to live
Now
there.
you want to live there.
Because it's starting to sound awesome.
Well, I mean, it's just sounding like maybe a nice place to visit.
No.
Now it's sounding pretty
Visit.
cool. And I'm going to tell you something. We're going to have retail shops on the bottom floor.
Oh, yeah?
Of where we live.
What kind of shops are we talking
I haven't decided
about?
yet, but one's got to be grocery, maybe a vendor. That would be kind of cool.
A store.
A liquor store would be nice.
A store that sells just white New Balance and socks that come just below our knees.
Velcro shoes as well.
For
those of you who don't
Sure.
want to
And here's the
tie your
best
laces.
part.
Crocs.
No one will have green,
God.
white New Balance because we're not going to have to cut grass anymore.
We don't have to worry about that.
Yep. A lot of guys
You'll
walking
probably
around.
still go out and admire it.
Guys walking around their undershirts from their floor
A lot of
down
that.
to the
There'll
store.
be a lot of that.
You got it.
Complaining about where the postman is, complaining about like different things. We're going to do a
You
lot
know
of
what?
complaining.
That's the more you say about the complaining, I think I'm good.
Well, we knew that from the get-go. You were never invited.
Well, I just needed to know that maybe there was an option. Okay,
No, there isn't.
Somebody on the Boston Pizza text. No, there is no option.
No
Somebody on the Boston Pizza text line did suggest that you are known as the pension hunter, so I guess you can come and visit.
I could come visit. Yeah.
Just visit, though.
I think I would be good for morale. You know, like I would
No.
come and do activities.
No.
I
No.
could do maybe like a little like fitness
No.
class.
No.
Fitness class.
Well,
What?
like
What gym?
Suddenly
What gym has certified you?
we would do low impact fitness.
Low impact.
You could sit in your chair.
You get to my stage in life, low impact is getting off and on the couch to get something out of the fridge.
Exactly.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
We talked about Hot Dog Day, National Hot Dog Day on the show.
That's a good one.
And because hot dogs are such a passionate issue with, all three of us, I think we all have our opinions on hot dogs, what we like on them, all that kind of stuff, how we like them made, boiled, barbecued, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, my point being that sort of overshadowed another day that's kind of significant, National Emoji Day.
Yeah.
We don't
Very
miss
important.
anything. We don't miss anything with PJK.
Well, it's also National Tattoo Day. I just want to throw that out there
Yes,
as well.
it is.
There's a lot of
Yes.
days going on today, but when it comes to emojis, is there like one specific emoji that you guys use? Like, you know how when you open up your keyboard, it shows you like your most used emojis first? What shows up for you, Phil?
I thought we might go this route. So I have my phone open. I've got a heart.
What color of heart?
It's a red heart.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know the significance of different colored hearts.
Well, it's just preference.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
not a significance?
I'm sure like there's some code to different colors of hearts, but yeah, I mean, I favor the purple one, so I just wondered what color you liked.
Right. Okay. I go red. Then I've got the crying, laughing emoji right underneath that.
Yeah.
I've got, this is going to surprise you too. It's a bit of an upset, both you guys, that the thumbs up is in third place because I use the thumbs up a lot when it comes to emojis.
Yep.
Then I've got rolling my eyes and and then the hand over the face one. So something happens in your day that you're like, oh my God, like maybe I'm in traffic, hand over my face.
yeah.
Oh my God. So those are my top five emojis.
Jojo?
I was just reading today, actually, that if you use more than 3 emojis in a text, it's rude or considered rude.
Too many?
I never knew that there was
Oh, wow.
etiquette, but okay.
More than 3?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
noted.
Smiley face, laughing face, shocked face,
Wait,
blushing face.
Can I guess one that's going to be in here?
Yeah.
The prayer hands.
Yeah, I use that one too.
I know Joe uses the prayer hands a lot.
I do. I use the clapping hands.
Because you're hashtag blessed, is that why?
No, I don't hashtag a lot.
He's not stealing your thing, Kirby.
No, mine's thriving. No, I use the hand clapping and the red heart too. I have the red heart. And then there's a couple of like Italian type emojis like the capiche, when you got your hands together and that.
Yeah.
Curbs, what do you got over there?
I got the check mark, like the green check mark, because I always have a to-do list on the go that I like to check off. The 100%, like the 100.
Yeah.
And then I've got the sun emoji.
You love the sun, yeah?
I don't know why it's showing a pretzel emoji. I must have used that recently.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about pretzels, I don't know
Sure.
why.
Yeah, it's a tasty snack.
And last but not least, the sunglasses emoji, like the cool looking guy.
And do you include an emoji on every single text you send?
No.
No? Curbs?
Yeah.
I was going to say, no, that's okay.
Well, it's just,
You're younger than Joe and I, so that's totally normal.
And it depends on the person I'm talking to, obviously. Like, there's certain friends that I text that we basically communicate with emojis.
My accountant, I send him a red heart every time I talk to him.
That makes sense.
People like that are important in your life.
And then there's some emojis that can be taken the wrong way, so you got to be careful, Like, they got to, sometimes it's just best to just not use an emoji because you don't want it to be taken out of context.
What if you hit the wrong one? Have you ever done that before? Hey, just so you know, Uncle Larry passed away, and you hit the laughing your ass off emoji, and you're like, that wasn't supposed. I'm not.
I meant to cry.
I'm not
That's
laughing. But Uncle Larry, I meant to put the crying.
Could be worse. You could have put an eggplant, and that would have been really out of context for Uncle Larry. Rest in peace.
But anyway, I think I'm glad, Joe, that you provided us with the information on how many emojis.
I didn't know that.
Have you ever used excessive emojis, Kirby, in a text?
I'm not even joking. There are people I text using only emojis, and then we try to figure out what we're trying to say.
The game within the game.
Yeah.
Actually, when you text me, sometimes I try and figure out what you say, and there's no emojis.
That's PJK Extra.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
When somebody knocks on the bathroom door, say you're not in your house, this would happen more so in a workplace or in a public washroom. But if somebody were to knock on the door while you're in there, what would you say?
Hello.
Usually the person just tries the door at the workplace.
Yeah.
You can hear them jiggling the handle. You're like,
Meanwhile,
whoa.
you have anxiety.
So
I get anxiety now. I told you it happened right here in this building. The general manager one day walked in. I forgot to lock the door.
You forgot to lock it?
I was having a sit
remember
down.
that.
Oh,
And
no.
I mean, now I can't go in there without double checking that lock. I not only hit the lock, I actually try the handle to make sure it still doesn't open.
Bring a chair and jar it up there.
Gotta make sure nobody can get in there.
Barricade yourself in there.
I usually go, yo, or hey, yep, just to let you know someone's in there.
Taken.
Yeah.
I think it'd be something along those lines. In here, or a couple more minutes.
Yeah, a couple more minutes. Why put that kind of pressure on yourself? That doesn't even sound like you need to be in public.
Can you grab some more Febreze, please? And maybe another roll of TP.
Oh my gosh.
Some towels.
I would say, yeah, hello, can I help you? Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say, could I help you? I think I know what they need to do. They're on the bathroom door.
You're not customer service at a store. Can I help you? I need to use the bathroom. What do you mean?
Yeah, I think hello would be kind of somebody in there occupied, you know.
I mean, yeah, but here at work, I'm always scared because Phil does something where after he's done using the washroom, he'll keep the door closed. So I always have to look for the light to see if somebody's actually in there because I don't want to walk in on somebody or
just
try
knock.
the door.
Then. You're scared?
Knock. Scared. Wow.
Knock or ask if someone's in there. What do you mean you're
Well, that's why I would say, what would you
scared?
say? What would you say in response if one of you was in there?
The things your therapist must hear on a daily basis. I'm so scared lately.
Can you leave a therapist a tip?
What are you scared about?
Honestly,
if I'm going to walk in on somebody
I don't
at
waste
work.
my time talking about that stuff. But what about this one? I saw that somebody wrote, I'm with a client. If you want to be funny with it.
Now you're trying to be funny. You're
if you're trying to be.
You're cutting a bit, and now
you're doing shtick.
Stand-up comedian.
Wow.
Let me try out some
Or
comedy.
what's the password? What's the password?
I don't go that route.
No.
Okay.
So you've got. Is there other slogans, funny slogans, where you can get a laugh from somebody in the office?
Just you say who is it?
You should be saying hey, I'm on the phone.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Here we go. You want to play along, and we love it when you play along. Boston Pizza text line 762-555. Some questions that aren't so simple. We'll start with you, Kirby. Would you rather high five everyone you meet or chest bump everyone you meet?
I'm going to say high five. As a woman, I don't think chest bumping is something I want to do.
Mm-hmm. So no chest bumping as a woman.
Yeah.
Okay. I think women can chest bump. Have happy, celebrating. You see it, WNBA and everything else. I mean, I get it. There's some restrictions there, but still, you'd prefer the high five?
Yeah.
Okay. Joe?
Yeah.
As a man,
I
believe that I'd still rather just high five.
Chest
I don't
bump?
have to lift. I don't have to lift off my feet. My vertical isn't so great as I've gotten old. Well, actually, it wasn't very good when I was younger either. But high-fiving just seems to be more appropriate for me.
And chest bump might be a younger person thing. Like you usually got a few drinks in you. Maybe you're at a social.
I don't see a lot of adults doing it.
Yeah.
I'll throw this out there at you. You can see a high five coming. You might not see the chest bump coming, and that could get awkward. Guy standing right there in front of you. Hey, boom!
Knock you right down.
Knock you right out there.
You have to be on the same page for a chest
Yes,
bump.
that's right.
Pre-plan it. Would you rather, Kirby, live in a house filled with mannequins dressed as clowns? So you got mannequins dressed as clowns, or live in a house filled with porcelain dolls. So by filled, like they're everywhere. Every room.
Oh my God. You're reminding me of my childhood because my mom, as a hairstylist, used to have these like mannequin heads that she would do practice hair on.
So they'd be all over the house?
Yes, they would be in our
Wow.
storage room. I'd have to go in there and get something and I'd open that
Freak me
thing.
out.
Yes, there'd be like a head standing there. The dolls.
You're going with porcelain dolls.
I've been to a few places before where I'm just like, man, this person has a lot of dolls. Like seniors, like older ladies, some of the homes that I've been in.
A little less freaky than mannequins dressed as clowns.
Yeah,
I think so.
clowns are freaky.
Yeah.
I can handle the porcelain dolls.
Okay. Joe?
I'm going. I love clowns, so I don't find them freaky at all.
Really?
But those porcelain dolls just freak me out. I've seen people that have them all stacked up like the different sizes. There's even the ones that come out of the big doll. That's just goofy.
Oh, like multiple dolls?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's just the look on their faces. Like, no, I'm going with the clowns because you can do different things with clowns, and they're usually fun.
And the look on their faces isn't terrifying?
Nope.
Their big red
Clowns,
nose.
you either hate clowns or love clowns.
Yeah,
Like it's one of
I
those
love
things.
them.
Yeah.
They do such good, fun things.
Would you rather, as a neighbor, John Rambo or John Wick? Would you rather have as your neighbor, and Kirby, of course, apartment dweller, so this is right next to you in the apartment building, and Joe be your house. So
Good
Kirby,
question.
Rambo or Wick?
John Wick. He would, aside from having to take out some bad guys, he keeps to himself, seems like a pretty...
Well, they both do.
Yeah, Rambo's a little bit more intimidating, I think. Though. John Wick, he dresses he looks like a businessman.
Yeah, I would say Wick would be more prone to talk to you a little more, and you, of course, you like chatting.
I would run into John Wick in the elevator in
Rambo
the
ain't
apartment.
giving you nothing.
Rambo in the elevator, I'd be like, sir,
Yeah.
where's your shirt and why are you wearing that thing around your head?
I will say this. I don't think both are very good on the dialogue department and being engaged as far as communication, but that's okay. I'm a homeowner. I'm going to run with John Wick just because you're right. Just a little bit more civilized, I think. Rambo, what are you going to do? Look over the fence and go, oh, my God. When's he going to cut his grass? This guy thinks he lives in the jungle. There's going to be problems with him as a neighbor.
I think so.
And you can't complain about it because you just never know. The man stitches himself up.
Yeah.
There's just things going to be happening
John
there.
Wick would cut his grass. I think so.
Yeah.
You're right. Rambo would not. You'd look over the fence.
Yeah.
He'd be doing Rambo would not be looking overly social.
Either way, to be honest, it's going to be trouble living next door because things happen wherever these two guys are.
There's always a fight.
All of a sudden, oh my God, more broken glass. What happened over at the Wick house last night?
Didn't he have a dog, John Wick?
Well,
got killed.
Yeah, Kirby, thanks
Spoiler
a lot.
alert.
Well, I'm sure he'd get another one.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I mean, if he was
That's a tough one.
domesticated, living in a house, John Wick, beside Joe, he'd probably have a dog. Why not? Okay, finally, would you rather your only mode of transportation be riding on the back of an ostrich or driving a riding lawnmower around town? So back of an ostrich or riding lawnmower.
You guys know about this story
Yes,
about
we
that
do.
school field trip where an ostrich chased me.
We do, yeah.
I would never get on one of those things.
I did Google it. People do get on the back of ostriches.
I know,
Yeah, they have
which
races.
is honestly weird because they have the skinniest little two legs ever.
But they're fast.
they're very
Apparently
fast.
You can ride them.
So you're
oh
going
no,
ri-
I know they're fast. They chase me.
You're going riding lawnmower.
I'm going to ride the lawnmower.
Yeah.
Nice
slow
and
moving.
slow.
moving, but
I might take up
holding
a
up a
whole
lot of
lane.
traffic.
People beeping at me. That's okay. I can handle
At
it.
least you go to work early in the morning. Joe?
Why is Kirby late this morning? Well, she took the tractor, not the ostrich, to work. Yeah, no, I gotta take the lawn
lawnmower?
tractor. Absolutely. Look what it did for George Jones. Many of those drunken nights from the bar, he just take the lawnmower when his wife took the keys away from him. Right?
Yeah.
Took the lawnmower. It's a famous story. He just ride down the farm all the way down to the bar.
But the visual of you on the back of an ostrich, Joe.
That would
be
something.
No, it wouldn't be, because I'll tell you right now, I'd never be able to get on one. It's like a hammock. Me in a hammock. There's no relationship with me and an ostrich. It's not happening.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Going back to our topic from about a half an hour ago, what do you do when somebody knocks on the door, public bathroom? Probably most common at work. Although anywhere where there is a, because if you're in a stall, although it happens at stalls too. People grab that stall door and go to floor. And you're like, dude.
It's happened at a Jets game to me before where I'm like, I thought this lady was going to take the door off.
I look for shoes.
Same here. I don't just grab that door and start shaking it. Like, have a look, man. My shoes are right here. My pants are around my ankles.
You wonder why those locks, like those hinges, are all bent out of shape, because somebody's really got to go. They're not waiting. They're going right for the door.
Apparently, the Hulk is waiting to use the stall, and he's going to rip that door right off.
Let's make a deal. Which stall is
because
open?
you've probably seen it at a sporting event where there's lineups or at a concert, and if there's tons of stalls and you don't know if you got to push them all to make sure that there's nobody in there sometimes.
If it's a concert or a sporting event, I am not in line to take a deuce in a stall, okay? I'm in line for a urinal. If I got to take a deuce, I've talked about this before, I'm headed home.
Absolutely. I've done it.
I'm like, it's not going well tonight. I'm going home.
Oh.
But we did get this because we're wondering, what do you say when somebody, knocks or tries to force open the door at work or in a public bathroom? What do you say to them? Like, whoa, I'm in here. Or, hey, give me a minute. What did you say, Joe?
I'm on the phone. Everybody's got their phone with them now.
Sitting there playing some Candy Crush.
Someone says on the text line here, I had a police officer open the door at a Tim's when I was having a sit down. That's the worst. Really, eh? That's that would be a lot of these Timmies. That would be a stall too, I think.
Yes. Well, yeah, but I think most of them are just a urinal in a stall, right? So you can fit a second person in there. Some of them are just independent, right? Like there's just the one person, you got to lock it, and then you got the lineup out the door. But I will say this, in the public bathroom, the only time it's allowed, really, to have those doors fling open is if it's like a cop movie. You know, when they get into those public bathrooms, like an airport or some, and the cop has to check all the stalls and they get to whack the doors open. That should be the only time it's allowed.
He's got the gun out, and he's kicking those doors in, looking for the bad guy.
And yet, how come they're always empty?
Well,
There's never anybody in one of those stalls.
Usually,
it's not realistic.
Usually he finds the bad guy at some point in one of those stalls, right?
Standing on the toilet.
Yes.
For real? Being in one of those, a guy's sitting down and you're in the stall next to him, the guy's standing up trying to get through the vent.
I hope I never wind up in the middle of a cop looking for a bad
you
guy
won't.
when I'm taking.
Because you don't like public bathrooms, yes.
This guy says he always says that he's dropping the kids off at the pool. If so a little comedy.
Before. What about this one? Come in.
Come on in. Come on in. We can go together if you want. I'm just going pee.
There's room for more in here.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
The 80s had McGruff the crime dog, probably into the 90s too. Anyway, take a bite out of crime. We in this studio, 92.1 City, PJK, we got McKirby the crime dog. Never misses. Never misses crime. There you go. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you a little intro here.
Okay.
Actually, Joe, you're better at this. Just give her a McKirby, the crime dog, and then you give us the rough, and then Joe, you finish up with take a bite out of crime. Okay, so Joe, go ahead.
You're like a producer.
I don't know. You had this in you. You go.
I'll start. Okay. McKirby, the crime dog.
Roof.
Taking a bite out of crime.
See?
How's that? We got to get that intro done.
Wow.
She's
I want the suit. And I've been told that the Winnipeg police have one.
What have they told
in
you?
Storage.
I got to hear this. Oh, they have a trench coat, like a McGruff the crime dog trench coat,
like a past like a mascot kind of thing.
Is it
that they used to have back in the day?
An actual McGruff the crime dog mascot suit?
I've heard a rumor.
Okay, well, if you can get your hands on that. And I bet you these details are foggy, right?
I'm not saying anything.
I brought it up at the police gala that Joe was hosting.
There was alcohol involved
it was
at the
an open bar, so.
But something she heard.
Okay, well, it's probably a police mascot of some form.
Yes,
I doubt it's actually McGruff. That seems like something that there's
Right.
trademark involved. Anyway, Kirby, you're onto a new scam.
Yeah.
You're investigating it. You're looking for the bandits. Tell us all what the police and McKirby are looking for.
Scammers be scamming, and I'm telling you, this is a new one that I never heard of until last night. So apparently what's happening is on Facebook Marketplace and Kijiji, buy and sell sites like that, what happens is scammers are using random addresses in the city of Winnipeg and basically scamming people out of the money. But then the person who falls victim goes to go pick up the stuff that they thought they bought at the address that's provided, and they get there, and the people are very confused because they're not selling anything, and so they're just
I buy something from you on Facebook Marketplace or whatever buy and sell site, and you sell me lawn furniture. Mm-hmm. And then you tell me to pick it up at 123 Albuquerque Avenue. And, of course, I show up at 123 Albuquerque Avenue after sending you the money. Mm-hmm. And there is no lawn furniture waiting for me at 123 Albuquerque.
No.
Those people have no idea I'm coming over.
The residents there are just like, what the hell are you talking about?
That would suck because now you're stuck. Probably showing that person thinks you're screwing them when in reality you're not. I never accepted your e-transfer. But this goes way back and it comes up all the time. They say, the police, right? They say don't be sending e-transfers to people before you see the product and have it in your hands. Is that not the way they want it done as far as Facebook Marketplace and Kijiji?
A lot of them, though, I'm seeing now, like if you want to hold it, because people are sick and tired of people being like, is this available? Is this available? To hold the item, people are making you e-transfer them.
Too bad then. I'm not, I got to hold this item for you to, no then I'm not buying it. I'm not e-transferring you a stinking penny until I have that product in my vehicle.
I know what you're saying, Curbs, because some people I know that have sold stuff, it's like, hey, I'm buying it. I'll be there tomorrow at 11:30, and then they never show up or whatever the case.
People have had it.
So now it's come back to bite some people in the butt because the scam is happening. But it's just common sense, isn't it? If you're going to buy something of note, you can't lay out the money ahead of time because you don't know who you're dealing with.
That's how you're getting burned, ultimately, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, McKirby?
Yep.
Come on.
Woof, woof.
There we go. That's McKirby the crime dog.
I'm on it.
Take it on mine.
Joe likes it, doesn't he?
I love it. The roof.
For more Philly, Joe, and Kirby, log it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.